Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, we got a review of the weekend action, both Friday and Saturday, a review of what's coming up this week. Also, we have post-game with Austin Peters, head men's basketball coach, Taylor University, after their big win over Indiana Wesleyan. Buckle up. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Cascade Hoops Talk, produced in the shadow of the beautiful Cascade Mountains and bringing the world NAIA basketball. One podcast at a time. So here we go. We always start with number one in the country out of the Crossroads, Indiana Wesleyan. They fell over in Upland, which is like 10 minutes up the road from them, to Taylor University. Taylor beat them 80-77. Real quick, just an interesting note. Indiana Wesleyan just kept fouling Taylor, and they just kept missing free throws down the stretch. And Baker for Taylor just kept getting offensive board after offensive board. Both coaches must have been pulling their hair out. Austin Peters because they couldn't make a free throw, and Tonagel because they couldn't get an offensive or a defensive rebound after a free throw. But it was a great basketball game. Congratulations to Taylor. Big win for them. In that game, Isaiah Day, 17 points, 8 rebounds for Taylor. Also Pete Combs, 16 points, 3 rebounds. Indiana Wesleyan, they'll be okay. They're fine. They go to 7-1. They're going to host St. Francis on Wednesday, December 2nd, so they get a bit of a break. Right after the game, or a bit after the game, we talked to Austin Peters, head men's basketball coach, Taylor basketball. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Cascade Hoops Talk with Billy D. Hey, I got Austin Peters on the line, head coach at Taylor. The Taylor Trojans knocked off Indiana Wesleyan today. Boy, that was a big win in a whole big number of ways, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah, thankful for the Lord and his goodness and him blessing us with the win today. Was very, very pleased with our guys, their resilience. We got our butts kicked on Wednesday night. And, I told our team the other day, I said, what I know about these guys is they always rise to the occasion. And then whenever we face adversity, they always bounce back. And so just really thankful for their grit, their toughness. And, Indiana Wesleyan is an unbelievable program. They've been dominating the NAIA for a long, long time, as long as Greg's been there. And I just have so much respect for them. And I look up to Greg a lot. And, it was a big win, obviously, today. But, Billy D, you know this. It doesn't get any easier for us. Crossroads League is not forgiving, and it's it's no joke. So we gotta enjoy it tonight, but then gotta get ready for a tough Bethel team on the road here after Thanksgiving.
I think most people know this, but Marion is just up the road from Upland, so there's a little bit of a rivalry that way. Also, there's a Gould brother on Indiana Wesleyan. I thought Carson Gould played really well, by the way. Side note.
Yeah.
But Coach, I want to ask you one thing specific. I know you don't keep your hair very long. Is that so you don't pull it out at the end when you miss free throws?
Well, it's because I've already pulled out almost all of it. That's why it's so short, is because I pulled on it so much. Yeah. Thankfully, we missed the free throws, but then we got the rebounds. That was our best offense down the stretch. Just get our own misses.
How did Baker keep getting that ball? Those offensive boards.
That's him. I'm so thankful he chose Taylor. He embodies everything that we want in a tough, smart, unselfish guy. And he just in a lot of ways embodies our culture and our program. And he just does winning stuff. He did it a ton in high school. He won a state championship on a really good team and was a big part of that. And that's a big reason why we wanted him. And so that's the type of guy you want out there late in games as a winner like Baker. And so thankful he chose Taylor.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, full gym, and I just thought your guys played so hard. You said at the start of the call, resilience. I thought that was the name of the word of the day for your team, Coach. You should be very proud.
Yeah, we are. It's an unbelievable community, and this is the crowd you saw today. We're very blessed. We get that for most home games, and so very thankful for our support of this Taylor community and our administration here. And it's been a really fun day on campus, and like I said, we'll enjoy it tonight. But then the very unforgiving Crossroads is still we're still at play with that. So we gotta still learn from our mistakes today, and hopefully be able to improve quickly for a Bethel team after Thanksgiving.
Well, Coach, enjoy this one for a few hours. You're gonna have to, as you say, you're gonna have to start getting ready for Bethel right away. But congratulations, big win for the program, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Billy. Appreciate all you do. Thanks for shedding a light on NAIA hoops. We're really blessed by you and all the support you give to all the NAIA teams out there. So thank you.
Coach, those are very kind words. That's Austin Peters, the head men's basketball coach, Taylor Trojans. Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks, Billy. Appreciate you calling.
Hey, really appreciate that time from Austin Peters. Let's keep going with the Crossroads. Number 4 in the country, Grace College. They beat St. Francis Saturday 109-76. In this game, Gage Sefton, 20 points, 10 rebounds. That Blackhawk Christian alumni just keeps getting better and better. Speaking of getting better, Ian Rosh, 18 points, 6 rebounds. This guy, he's the real deal. You got to keep an eye on Ian Rosh. I got to see him play when I was back in Indiana. Got to see him play a couple games. He is really, really good. So Grace College, they go to 7-0. They're going to play a non-conference at IU Columbus on Tuesday. Number 15 in the country, Bethel. They beat Goshen on Saturday, 112-76. For the Pilots, Luke, let's fill it up, McBride, 15 points, 3 rebounds. That dude can shoot, man. And WkEnd, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Steve, you got to call me and tell me how to pronounce his last name. I know I'm butchering it. They go to 7-0, and Bethel will play non-conference at St. Mary of the Woods today, actually. So taking a quick look, not much to look at with the standings here. These are after just a couple of games, that's where the standings are. Let's take a look at what we got coming up. A lot of non-conference action. That Bethel St. Mary of the Woods game today looks probably the most intriguing. Mount Vernon and Rio Grande as well. Let's jump over to the GSAC. Arizona Christian got the scare of their life at Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle is good. Arizona Christian won this game 86-83. Arizona Christian goes to 8-1. S.A. Onakpoma, 21 points, 2 rebounds. Jack Reingard, 15 points. Zach, probably one of the better point guards in the country. He's not a guy who gets a lot of ink out of Arizona Christian, but boy, he's really a glue guy. A hard worker, very good point guard. Just remember his name. So Arizona Christian, as I say, they're 8-1, and they're going to host Eastern Oregon on Tuesday. That game's always good. Coach Chris Kemp at Eastern is an alumni of Arizona Christian, so that game always has a little extra juice. Sticking with the GSAC, Hope International, they beat La Sierra this weekend, 88-76. In this game, Jordan Edmonds, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and Amon Haynes, 17 points, 7 rebounds. The Royals of Hope, they go to 5-1, and they're going to host Southern Oregon today. Take a quick look at the GSAC standings again. Just 2 games in. Doesn't tell us too much. That's where we're at, though. Here's the rest of the scores from Saturday. I think I've given you most of those. Those are the scores from Saturday. And then let's just tip over here games the next couple of days. Probably the most meaningful games, the tournament at Hope, the Masters, and Hope taking on Oregon Tech and Southern Oregon. They're going to swap opponents on Tuesday. Also, Eastern Oregon, as I said, will be at Arizona Christian. Going over to the GPAC, where Concordia upset Northwestern in Orange City, 78-73. Dane Jacobson, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Brooks Kissinger is having a great season so far for the Bulldogs, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Northwestern goes to 7-2. They're going to play Faulkner at the show on Friday. Let's take a look at the rest of the GPAC. Dort won. Briarcliff won again. Morningside, Dakota Wesleyan, and we mentioned Concordia. So coming up on Tuesday, here's your games. this Briarcliff Dakota Wesleyan game probably has the most impact on the young standings. We'll keep an eye on that. And here's those standings. Briarcliff, you can see Dakota Wesleyan's 2-1. Let's jump down to the Mid-South. Freed Hardeman, the Lions, they defeated Central Baptist 103-69. This was on Friday, I believe. Yeah, Friday. Freed Hardeman, they go to 8-1. In this game, Rico Sane, 20 points, and Phil Horton, 16 points, 9 rebounds. So Freed Hardeman will take on LSU Shreveport. They're traveling to LSU Shreveport today. That ought to be a good game. University of the Cumberlands, they're idle until December 1st when they'll play IU Southeast. Georgetown had a great weekend. On Friday, they beat LSU Alexandria, number 14 team in the country, 94-87. In that game, Rashad Bishop, who just has been playing really, really well for the Tigers, 26 points, 8 rebounds. Bubba Lavelle, 23 points, 7 assists. This was an overtime game, a hard-fought game, but a big win nonetheless for the Tigers. Tough loss for LSU Alexandria. On Saturday, Georgetown beat Florida College 89-71. In this game, Adam Niken, he had 21 points, 7 rebounds. And there's Rashad Bishop again, 17 points, 6 rebounds. The Georgetown Tigers, they go to 8-2, and they're going to host Mobile on Saturday. Let's go through the rest of the results out of the Mid-South. You can see them there. I'm not going to try to read them all to you. No score on that, but Bethel won that game. Okay, so the game's coming up. This is the big one. Freed Hardeman's going to take on LSU Shreveport on Monday. The rest is non-conference action. This the Bethel Wildcats taking on Crowley's Ridge. That could be interesting. Give us an idea of the relative strength of the two conferences. Let's jump over to the Frontier. Montana Tech. They went to North Dakota this week, played Mayville and Valley City. On Friday, they defeated Mayville 75-63. Hayden Deacons, 27 points, 11 rebounds. Carson Peffer, he had 19 points, 6 rebounds in that game. And on Saturday, they beat Valley City 73-61. So a sweep in North Dakota for Montana Tech. Huge statement weekend for them. In this game, Hayden Deacons, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Braden Cook, 17 points. So Montana Tech goes to 8-0, and this sets up a big showdown with Montana Western on Friday. Speaking of Montana Western, they traveled basically with Montana Tech, and they played Valley City on Friday, a game they were really lucky to get out of. Valley City had them down the stretch, but Montana Western just literally out-toughed them down the stretch. They beat them 107-104. Kyle Gruler, 26 points, 4 rebounds. Emmanuel Stewart, 22 points, 3 rebounds. And on Saturday, they went over to Mayville State, and Montana Western beat them 85-72. Again, Kyle Gruler, 32 points, a 30 spot, 32 points, 6 rebounds. And Emmanuel Stewart, 16 points, 4 rebounds. Montana Western goes to 7-1. And as I said, they've got that big matchup with Montana Tech on Friday. And they have to go to Butte for that, so that's going to make that extra tough. See if you can see the standings here. Bellevue, we didn't mention them. They came away unscathed so far after this first weekend. Tough weekend for Valley City and Mayville State. And then if we go to, here's the rest of the games from Saturday in the conference. You can see the winners there. Bellevue beat Providence. Rocky Mountain won. Keep an eye on them. Rocky's playing really well. Whoop, back one. And these are the games coming up in the next few days. All non-conference games. except for this Montana Western Montana Tech. And as I said, that is a big game. It's in Butte, though. So number 7, Langston, jumping to the Sooner Conference. They defeated Texas Wesleyan. Just a typical Langston game, defensive slugfest. They won 58-54 for the Lions. Jay Wilson, 19 points, 5 rebounds. Orlando Thomas, 9 points, 2 rebounds. So Langston goes to 6-1, and they're going to play Central Christian on Wednesday. Also in the Sooner, Nelson, they beat Central Christian on Saturday, 73-65. In that game, Micah Clark, 14 points, 9 rebounds, and Traylon Green, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Quite the stat line. They're going to host Texas Wesleyan today. That should be a very good game. That's today. So let's look at the standings real quick. Again, there's just hardly any games in these conferences. Oklahoma City at 3-0. That's a bit of a surprise. Sam Conkey's got those guys playing pretty good basketball. Here's the rest of the scores out of the Sooner. Southwestern Christian is surprising some people. Keep an eye on them. There's that Texas Wesleyan Nelson game coming up. The rest of these are non-conference games, just so you know, and those are on Tuesday. Okay, let's go over to the Sun Conference. Ave Maria, they're 9-0 now. They beat Coastal Georgia in overtime, 96-91. It was quite the scare for them. In that game, Marlon Bennett, 27 points, 10 rebounds. Jonathan Efforts, 25 points, 2 rebounds. And we cannot forget Alex Sherwood with this big double-double, 15 points, 16 rebounds. Some great performances for Ave Maria. Ave Maria goes to 9-0 now. They're going to play a non-conference against Tennessee Southern on Friday. Also in the Sun Conference, Kaiser got the win. This was a conference game. Kaiser got the win over Warner, 82-58. In that game, Cameron James, another 30 points, 11 rebounds. And Jackson Slater, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Kaiser goes to 5-1, and they will host University of the Virgin Islands on Tuesday. Real quickly through the standings there. Southeastern's also 3-0. Again, one more time, it's just way early, but I wanted to share the standings. Here's the rest of the scores out of the Sun from Saturday. New College struggling a little bit. Okay, so coming up in the Sun, as I said, Kaiser is going to play Virgin Islands, and rest of these are non-conference games. That Southeastern Mobile game, that could be very interesting. Both those teams are playing really well. That's this game right here. This is on Tuesday. Go over to the Southern States, couple teams in the top 25. Their Life, boy, did they get out of that game with their life against Bruton Parker, 76-70. Big win for Life, number 9 in the country. Calvin Payton, 16 points, 2 rebounds. Shane Stevenson, 15 points, 7 rebounds. And we could not forget the double-double of Maurice Wright, 12 points, 10 rebounds. So Life goes to 7-0, and they're going to be at Talladega on Tuesday. Also in the Mid-South, Dalton State, they suffered their second straight heartbreak loss. They were at home with Point. Point beat them by a point. 73-72 for Point. Tanner Higgins, 16 points, 2 steals. Caleb Edwards, 16 points, 2 rebounds. So Dalton State is 6-2 now, and they're going to play Georgia Gwinnett on Tuesday. Both those teams, they're fairly close. Both those teams need and want to win. That's going to be on Tuesday. That is going to be a very interesting game. Let's go through the standings real quick. Bruton Parker, they're good. Just remember that name. I think they're 6-1 now. They're 1-1 in conference. Here's the rest of the scores out of the Southern States Conference. I'm sorry. The rest of the scores from Saturday. And then here's what's coming up. These are on Tuesday. There's that Southeastern Mobile game. Keep an eye on that. Life and Talladega. And then Dalton State and Georgia Gwinnett. KCAC, several teams in the top 25. Number 11, St. Mary. They fell to the Jinx of Southwestern College, 68-64 for Southwestern. Evan Barber, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Wyatt Bell, 25 points, 4 rebounds. So St. Mary, they go to 6-2, and they'll play a non-conference against Evangel on Wednesday, December 3rd. December 3rd, that's when they play again. Oklahoma Wesleyan keeps rolling. They beat Kansas Wesleyan 77-64. Nick Bean, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Nathaniel Law, 12 points, 9 rebounds, and he had 4 assists. So Oklahoma Wesleyan goes to 6-1. They're going to be at Science and Arts in a non-conference on Friday. And then Friends University recovered from that loss, got back in the win column against York on Saturday. They beat York 77-55. Khalees Lee, 20 points, 9 rebounds. And Colin Macklin, 14 points, 5 rebounds. They go to 5-2, and they're going to be at Washburn. That's a non-conference game on Tuesday. Here's the standings real quick in that conference. And here's the rest of the KCAC from Saturday. Here's what's coming up Monday and Tuesday. Mostly non-conference. I think it's all non-conference. Yeah, but you can see those games. That's Monday and Tuesday. In the Red River Conference, LSU Alexandria had a tough weekend. They lost to Georgetown on Friday, 94-87. That was an overtime game, closer than the score shows. We already talked about the scores out of that one for Georgetown. And then on Saturday, LSU Alexandria lost to the Bethel Wildcats out of Tennessee. Chauncey Hughes, the third, 27.6 rebounds for Bethel, and David Starr, 16 points. LSU Alexandria is now 3-3, and they go to Louisiana Christian on Friday. And if you've never watched that game, you have to watch that game. That is a super rivalry. They're 10 minutes apart. The gym will be packed. And I'll tell you what, Alexandria is going to go in there hungry. You got to watch that game. That is a super rivalry. Okay, so let's take a look at the standings out of the Red River. There they are, one game. That's it. That's all you get to see. Okay, so here's the rest of the scores out of the Red River. Our Lady of the Lake won. And here's the games coming up. On Monday, Freed Hardeman's going to take on Shreveport. Mark that. That's today. And then, as I mentioned, Alexandria is going to Louisiana Christian. Did I mention that is a super rivalry? In the Cascade Conference, the College of Idaho, they beat Northern New Mexico on Friday, 113-66. Alex Germer, 20.7 rebounds. Samaji Morgan, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And then on Saturday, they absolutely knocked the turkey stuffing out of Pacific Union, 87-45. Dougie Peoples, 24 points, 5 rebounds. The freshman Ray Johnston, 11 points, 8 rebounds. The College of Idaho, they go to 5-2, and they travel to Arizona Christian on Friday. That ought to be very, very interesting. Oregon Tech, they're idle this weekend, but today they're at a tournament at Hope, and today they're going to play Masters there, and then on Tuesday they will play Hope. Here's the rest of the scores. Friday, out of the Cascade, again, all non-conference action. And then Saturday, all non-conference action. Very good showing by Northwest up at Alaska Anchorage. They were at Alaska Anchorage, lost by a point. That is a tough place to play. That is a good team. And then here's the schedule. Biggest. We already mentioned it. Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon play Hope in the Masters Monday and Tuesday, and then Eastern Oregon is going to play Arizona Christian on, what is that, Tuesday, and then go over to Mesa and play Park Gilbert on Wednesday. Let's go to the WAC. Number 21, Arizona Christian. They beat Aquinas 103-71. Jackson Fugate, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Dallas Roberts, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Indiana Tech goes to 6-1. They're going to host Cleary on Tuesday. Real quickly, here's the standings there. The rest of the scores Saturday out of the WAC. Lords beat Cornerstone. That was noteworthy. Okay, and then coming up, here's the schedule for Tuesday. Probably, really, if you're going to pick a game to watch, Rochester is at Lords. That's probably the most significant game on the schedule. American Midwest Conference, Columbia College. They're idle until, Friday, when they'll host Baker. Something interesting here with the standings. So obviously Columbia's, number 23 in the country. They're 6-1. Missouri Baptist, and they have a legit schedule. They're 7-0. Williams Baptist is 5-0. No, nothing against them, but their schedule's a little suspect. Crowley Ridge is 4-2. Keep your eye on these teams. Missouri Baptist, Crowley Ridge. We'll have to keep an eye on Williams Baptist as they get into more of the heart of their schedule. But I got caught overlooking this conference one time, and I'm not going to do that again. But keep an eye, especially on Missouri Baptist. Here's the upcoming games on Tuesday. This game here, Bethel and Crowley's Ridge, I think I mentioned it already. That could tell us something about the relative strength of the conferences, as well as Mission and Evangel. That's it for the top 25. I appreciate everybody's watching the show. And thanks again to Austin Peters for being available for a post game. We'll be back with you tomorrow. From here on out, we'll try to keep you up with the top 25 and the conferences. It gets better when the records aren't like 2-0. But the conferences is where everything shakes out. This is Billy D, and I hope you're getting ready for a fun Thanksgiving. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school, because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.